Well, 2025 is going to see the year of some changes. And interestingly, some of them going to be good changes, some of them going to be interesting changes, some of which I've got to actually change everything that I do when it comes to content because of those changes. Well, good morning everybody and welcome to the Sunday morning show. Out on the golf course for the first time with my new camera. Used it over in Portugal, as you would have seen from that Sunday morning show. However, getting it out on Churston's golf course today, getting that face tracking thing on the go, which is seems to be working quite well. Let me know down in the comments, is the picture quality what you were looking for 2025? Now, like I said, big changes ahead, and I wanted to bring them to you because some exciting news, some changes that I know some of you are probably going to be a little bit disappointed about. However, we move on. As one door closes, another one opens, as they say. So I'm upbeat, I'm keen. I'm really excited to see what 2025 has to offer. Hope you enjoyed last week's Sunday morning show, little retro get together with me and Bernie, which has continued this week because we've been out on the golf course together. Myself getting my brother out for the little comeback match down at Thurleston Golf Club. Anyway, a few holes out here at Churston this afternoon. As it's quiet on the first tee, I thought I'd get out, the sun is out, get some practice in with a little PJ event ahead tomorrow for me. So yeah, a bit of practice. Let's see how it all comes together. Well, should we start with some positive news? Well, the positive news is that the Dan Hendriksen Golf Society website is now up and running, and I will pop a little link down in the description of this video that allows you to go and click on it and see it for yourself, and I'll obviously see it on the ticker bar here. I want you to go and have a little look at it. I want you to give me some feedback as to what you think it kind of feels like. How easy is it to kind of work with? If you've got any questions on it, don't hesitate to email in or send me a little comment down below of exactly what you think about the actual website itself. It's something that's going to grow over time. We've got in contact with a number of clubs to try and get the best possible society rates as we can. So I just want to take this opportunity to thank those clubs already that have already signed up and got involved. Now, initially these were going to be the clubs that we kind of focused on that we've already vlogged, give you the chance to go and see them for yourself, play them for yourself. The response from the clubs has been a little bit slow, understandably. You know, everyone's pretty busy, certainly this time of year. However, if you are part of a golf club that wants to get involved with a society of, well, basically 50,000 people, because if you're a subscriber to this channel, you're instantly a member of the Dan Hendriksen Golf Society. So if your club wants to be involved in that and have access to all the people that watch our videos, then let me know. Pop me an email, dh@dhgolf.co.uk, and let's get that conversation going, and let's get more golf courses active on that site, giving you guys the best possible rates to play some of the best golf courses that, well, not just in the UK, but worldwide. Now, as I say all the time when it comes to the Sunday morning show, don't read into what clubs I'm using too much. I'm out here testing equipment, and today I'm testing out those Mizunos again. Look, I just can't seem to take my hands off them. And look at these little beauties. So these kind of came in the post with them, which is the Mizuno Pro, the kind of black edition T1s. You probably see them on the website, but they've got the black shafts, got the wedges in there as well, and Joe the Pro has made me up a new shaft. Well, not a new shaft, it's a shaft that I had lying around, but he's put the PXG tip on it. So I want to see how that one compares to that one whilst we're out here today, because I wouldn't mind trying to put it in play tomorrow when we tee it up at Saunton for the PGA Alliance. Let's see how these feel. I mean, kind of as you would expect from Mizuno. Pretty damn lovely, to be honest with you. And I know, I feel extremely lucky to have the opportunity to come out here and test some of the best brands, best products on the market. And the opportunity to share them with you guys. You know, how they feel, how they sound. Is there any thing that's improving on them? I think I'm extremely lucky to have that opportunity to do that. So as you know, to keep a channel like this going, it can't just rely on YouTube revenue, the adverts that come from the videos that we make. So when we put a video out, there'll be an advert that will be put in there from Google, or YouTube will put it in. And from that, a proportion of that money will come to the channel. So every month there'll be a payout of X amount of money to come to the channel. However, this channel cannot live off that money. It's not huge amounts of money like the big guys get. It used to be pretty good when we first kind of kicked off with it. However, things have changed slightly, and therefore you have to rely on sponsorship opportunities. And that's why you will see me kind of put on, you know, videos which will maybe talk about a product or whatnot, and that is something that is maybe being helped or funded by those brands to help this channel keep moving forward, and doing things outside of that, like the bus tours and coaching trips, and now the Dan Hendriksen Golf Society. All of those little things help when it comes to keeping this channel moving forward, keeping those editors moving in the right direction and keeping them on board. Now, we've had some bad news in the fact of that ShotScope have decided not to continue with the channel for 2025. Obviously extremely disappointed that I'm not able to continue with that relationship. However, we've had a great run. We've had about 3 years out with ShotScope. There's lots of other influencers out there working with ShotScope, and last year you probably saw a slight change in the fact that I wasn't putting out quite as much content as what we did, let's say, the year before. But that was because I wanted to step back slightly from it, because of the fact that there were so many guys out there pushing it that I didn't want to kind of fall into that same net, should we say. So this year we've decided to part ways and look elsewhere, and that is what's going to be happening. We will look elsewhere and see if there's any other brands or partnerships that are out there, and that's why me going out to the PGA show will be a great opportunity for me to meet these people. It's just a massive melting pot of all these different brands that come together, and if you can show your face around there and meet these people, then it might help with opportunities in the future to do some partnerships together. So that's really quite exciting, and even more exciting now that I know that we're not going to be continuing on with ShotScope. So a big thank you to ShotScope for hosting us and having us for 3 years. We've loved it, and hopefully you've got some good information from that, from the videos that we've created, certainly the brake pars and things like that. Now, that being said, the brake par series, not sure what I'm going to do with that now. May look at benching it, may look at trying to change it to something else, but I promise you, whatever we bring out next will be even better again. But as I said, as one door closes, another one opens, and I'm excited to announce that for the next 2 years we are going to be working very closely with Under Armour. That's right, Under Armour have signed me for 2 years, which is fantastic because it gives us so much opportunity to plan for 2025 and to 2026. And when you're going year on year, it's more difficult to do that. However, for 2 years, to know you're going to be in partnership with a fantastic brand like Under Armour, and more importantly, working with the guys that work at Under Armour, and that's for me the important part, because relationships are everything. You know, the brand is absolutely fantastic. It creates some of the most amazing products within the golf industry, but to actually have the opportunity to work with the people that you work with just makes life so much easier. And just think about the doors that it might actually open when it comes to having a chance to spend some time with some of the best players in golf, and one in particular is Jordan Spieth, isn't it? You know, to have that opportunity within the next 2 years to possibly get in the same room as him, to maybe even interview him, well, that's actually really quite exciting. Now, don't get me wrong, Under Armour haven't promised me that they're going to get me in the same room as Jordan Spieth or some of the top players, certainly in the US, but I do think there's an opportunity there to spend some time with some of the better players, let's say on the European circuits, whether that's male or female. So having that opportunity to work with a brand like Under Armour is really quite exciting. I kind of handpicked Under Armour to a point last year when I approached them about possibly doing something together, because like I said, I'd met the people that run the show and they were great. They were absolutely fantastic with me. They gave me all the filming opportunities that I wanted, and I saw that nobody else was really kind of in there with them within the YouTuber, let's say, space, that I thought, is this a chance for me to be able to get access to those guys? And the end result is, yes, we spent some time together last year. I did some work with their shoes and how they're going to perform for me and how they perform for my brother, and how the science behind them is kind of helping the golfer. You know, to see probably 10 to 15 guys from bus tours, seeing them wear the shoes that we were wearing, it just shows how much support you guys give us when it comes to these brands. And again, thank you for that. But having this opportunity is exciting. So look out to see what comes up next with Under Armour. So I think I may have overcooked it with this shaft. We tipped it about half an inch, and it feels, and Joe did say this, that it feels just a little bit rigid, like there's no real kick at the bottom of it. And this is the TR version, whereas this one is kind of like the standard one. This is the one that I was fitted for initially. So I'm just going to go back into this one because it just feels a little bit softer coming down into the impact, like I'm almost got a little bit more help there at the bottom. So also it feels like the other one was kind of coming out really flat, really low, and I was having to work it really hard at the bottom there, whereas this one, I feel confident that I can get it up in the air basically. Oh, there you go. Higher, easier to square up at the bottom. That's why it's so important to get a fitting. That's why you should always look at getting a fitting, because you probably don't get access like I get access, and you don't get access to people like Joe the Pro that are going to be able to tinker around with different shafts and get sent shafts free of charge. So that's why when you're spending lots of money on clubs, make sure you get fit properly. The release of all these new equipment, which is lovely, but get it right. Don't go wasting money on products that aren't necessarily going to benefit your game. Get fitted by an expert, ideally a PGA professional. Ask them what they think you should be using. Give them some feedback on how they feel, and then you can make some progress from there. Just look at that. It's like a mill pond out there. There is literally not a wave to be seen. That's like proper paddleboard territory out there today. It doesn't feel like winter right now, not gonna lie. It feels more like spring, and I did see my first daffodil the other day, which I thought, hello, what have we got going on here? Maybe we got some decent weather coming, and we did. We've got this weather coming. Absolutely superb. Right, 5 wood, 215 yards, back pin, let's get it there. We'll just come down a little bit, please. Sit. Okay, dodgy kick, but we're all right. So what's been happening on the channel? Well, like I said earlier, myself, my brother Paul and Bernie got ourselves down to Thurleston Golf Club. Now, for some of you that will remember, Thurleston Golf Club is the venue of where myself and Bernie were taking on Wilbur and Paul. And this was about 3 years ago. And I think I'd have to recap, but we basically hold an eagle putt on the last to either win or halve the match. Not sure, but anyway, whatever it was, it felt like a win to us, and it was an emotional moment, put it that way. Certainly for those guys, the fact that they lost to us. But we made our ways down to Thurleston because my brother, as we mentioned last week on the Sunday morning show, he's kind of recovered a little bit from his back. He had some tests done on it, couldn't really find anything wrong with it. He rested it from golf for about 3 or 4 months because he just felt that maybe golf was causing the problem. Well, it turns out I don't think it was. So we got down to Thurleston, and I've got to say, he played some fantastic golf. Absolutely, it was like he'd never been away anywhere. And so it was great to see him back playing. Obviously nice to have Bernie on the channel as well, doing all the things that he does, and as he said, and as we said last week, there's going to be more of it, because when I mentioned about the Break Pass series kind of coming to maybe a small end, well, that leads to other opportunities, and one of them is certainly with my brother, because I do want to have some brother v brother matches on the channel. This year my plan is to release one brother v brother match on some beautiful locations around the country and even further afield from that, hopefully, where I take on Paul and we see how I fare over the year. But I'd like to know what you think down in the comments. Do you want to see a bit of that? And also, what do you want to see with me and Bernie? Do you want to see us taking on some other people out there in the YouTubing world? I think with Bernie off about a 6 handicap now, I think we'd have a good chance. You know, the only snag with Churston is that it gets busy obviously in the afternoons on the back nine, because everyone's played in the morning and then they're all kind of coming through and there's nowhere to turn. So I played out to 5 and I'm going to walk straight back in, because there's still a lot of people on the back nine. But when you've got that view behind you, it's not a drama, is it? Well, nice to catch up with the Sunday morning show. I hope you're enjoying the content that we're putting out, and obviously there'll be more to come. We're just sort of getting myself back into it, you know, as I said on the Sunday show last week. It's a bit of a struggle to get back into it really, but we're there, we're moving. Got some exciting things ahead, as you probably can tell from my reaction with what's going on. And yeah, so I'm off filming tomorrow with Joe the Pro. We're playing the PGA Alliance event, and looking forward to it, because Joe's got a few things that he needs to get filmed, which I'm going to put together for him and then put his videos together. He's put one video out this week, which is the Ping G440 versus the TaylorMade QI35, which has gone down a storm, so he's really happy with it. Golf Monthly are really happy with it, so all positive. And some other fantastic news: James Ruth has had his second child, just arrived earlier this week, I believe. So congratulations to James, congratulations to the Ruth family for the second baby boy that has arrived for Jimbo. Fantastic. That'll probably put him out of golf for a little while, but you know, all positive and exciting for 2025, isn't it? Well, I hope you enjoy what you're seeing on this channel. Don't forget, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and I'm going to carry on walking back in, and I'll see you next week, of which I will be going to the PGA show in Orlando. Wish me luck.